Hello and welcome to Joy News at 6. The news is live on Joy 99.7 FM and Hits 103.9 FM in Accra. In Kumasi, we are on Love 99.5 FM and over 30 affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions, including Volta Premier Hall and Menuweve Aplao, Lolonyo FM Hohoi and Kekele FM Ho. Get radio, TV and online content on the myjoyonline.com interactive app for Android and iOS devices. This morning, 66,000 candidates, 37,290 positions and 6,200 electoral areas across Ghana, all set for the district-level elections to elect assembly and unit committee members as polls open in the next hour.
Let us make this election meaningful. We are all aware that development starts at the district level, and therefore it is important as citizens that we have a say.
There will be no indelible ink for today's exercise, with the NDC unhappy about the decision.
Fingerprints is recognized and verified. You cannot go a second time. For there's no need for indelible ink.
Knowing very well that in several elections, machines have broken down.
Also, we are in Awoya in the central region, where residents in communities to where Ghana's first lithium mine is expected to take off have been reacting to the development.
I'm out for Abrabo, as it's at that time,
it seems like there was not much mass education on. We don't even know what they are going to do.
Also coming up, find out how Ghana became a trailblazer in global begging. That's in part 3 of our latest Hotline documentary titled A Nation That Begs.
It was quite clear that we're in too deep and we're in above our heads. And so once the rating downgrade came, that sealed our fate.
In business,
petrol and diesel prices could fall marginally this week. We've got details on the Joy Business Report.
And later we'll tell you about the drama which unfolded in The Gods Are Not to Blame at the National Theatre last night.
To kill a lion.
That's a fantastic performance.
I've read it more than 15 times. It was my literature book in SHS, Maoli School.
I am Mamiesi Nyamiche Thompson. Details and now. Today, the fate of more than 66,000 candidates will be decided as Ghanaians go to the polls to elect representatives for their various electoral areas across the country. The Electoral Commission says they are more than ready to conduct a free and fair election. We'll hear from them shortly. First, Joy News editor Fred Smith joins me in studio with details of today's election. Fred, tell us how many people are contesting.
Well, according to data from the Electoral Commission, there are about 38,622 polling stations across the entire country, and this covers about 6,215 electoral areas. This may mean that we only need less than 6,300 assemblymen, and as it stands, we have 18,755 contestants standing in the district assembly elections and as many as 47,502 individuals in the unit committee elections. That brings the total number of individuals in this election to 66,257, Mamiesi.
Well, tell us about the Electoral Commission's preparations.
Well, earlier the EC said they are expecting 60% participation in the district level elections, and this hasn't been the case for more than 2 decades. The EC chair, Jean Mensah, says all necessary arrangements have been made for today's process and urges all eligible voters to participate actively in voting for their candidates.
I would like to entreat all Ghanaians to take their time to go to their polling stations to cast their votes. Let us make this election meaningful. We are all aware that development starts at the district level, and therefore it is important as citizens that we have a say and a stake in who brings development at our various districts.
Well, Fred, the AC plans to phase out the use of indelible marks starting with the district-level elections. How does it intend to assure the sanctity of the election?
Well, Jean Mensah says the Commission has resolved that going forward, there will be no need for the use of the ink. According to her, the Commission has put in place sophisticated systems that are capable of identifying and flagging persons who will attempt to vote more than once.
Because of biometric technology, your facial features are recognized or your fingerprints is recognized and verified. You cannot go a second time. And you can try it, as I said, if you wish. And therefore, there's no need for indelible ink, which had been in place since 2012, since the beginning of 2012, when we were not using biometric.
And you had Electoral Commission Chair Jean Mensah, but the NDC is strongly opposed to this. Deputy General Secretary of the party, Mustafa Bangni, believes the process will not be transparent and wants it reversed.
When you have an electoral commissioner who takes decisions without consulting, without carrying her stakeholders along, that is what undermines the constitution than any other person. Dealing with issues of indelible mark, I am not too sure that the verification machines she's talking about, knowing very well that in several elections, machines have broken down and we had to rely on manual verification.
Well, away from that, in the heart of the anticipated lithium mining in the central region is Ewoya, a community of charcoal producers brimming with anticipation and dreams of a brighter future. Another affected community, Krofu, is however proceeding with caution, citing insufficient engagement with the community. Head of our energy desk, Samuel Kojobres, has been to the communities and has come through with this report.
What we've heard is that work will soon begin, and that is what we're waiting for.
Auntie Mensime, a resident of Ewoya, expressing optimism in the prospect of the lithium mining in this area. Her optimism is being actualized by Atlantic Lithium with the announcement of an employment opportunity. I meet Charles Adofo, a native of Ewoya and employed as a technician at Atlantic Lithium.
I'm out for Abrabo, as it's at that time, miti.
People's lives have been changed. I am currently employed. I now have enough money to support my mother and my family. It has been very beneficial to me.
However, just a short drive away in Krofu, a contrasting tale unfolds. This community, also reliant on charcoal production, is worried of the impending changes. Jasper is a youth activist here.
They will just come to your farm, destroy something, give you a penny of money. When you ask them, they say they have a license from the government for them to do a prospecting or something like that. So we just kept quiet. It's like there was not much mass education on. We don't even know what they are going to do.
And that was Samuel Kojobres' report. Now, from Yoruba darling boy to debt relief seeker, that's the story of Ghana, a nation that begs. A Joy News Hotline documentary by Isaac Kofieje tracks how Ghana got suffocated with commercial loans forcing it to seek haircuts worth about 40% from its creditors in the international capital market. Here are excerpts of the third part of the documentary.
In 2022, Ghana faced economic challenges as emerging markets experienced soaring coupon rates for bonds, rendering them exorbitant. Consequently, only 3 countries, Nigeria, South Africa, and Angola, managed to issue Eurobonds in the first half of the year. Other nations, including Kenya and Ghana, were priced out of the international capital markets due to unsustainable interest rates.
It was quite clear that we're in too deep and we're in above our heads. And so once the rating downgrade came, that sealed our fate. We could no longer go back to the international capital markets to borrow, at least not on the Eurobond market, until we address issues of debt sustainability.
IMF's message to Ghana was very simple. Restructure your debt or no bailout package.
There will be no haircuts. So I urge all of you to ignore the false rumors.
Instantly, the market knew the president wasn't speaking the truth. You see that right after the president made a statement, the reactions were more or less to reject the statement. And therefore, my expectation is that any investor who probably took a decision on the back of that wasn't an investor, was probably a lotto doctor.
Well, part 3 of A Nation That Begs airs today, December 19, on the Joy News channel at 6:30 p.m. Now, in a riveting performance at the National Theatre, the stage came alive with emotions as a tragic tale of the gods are not to blame unfolded before a captivating audience. This is how Ibrahim Bako captured the intense drama.
George Quay, Image Bureau and April Communications, under the auspices of the National Theatre, gave patron an innate onstage experience of Olarotumi's epic masterpiece, The Gods Are Not to Blame.
slavely to kill a lion. This is who I think. Son of Otedera, son of Is it you?
These are the views of some patrons on what they came to see.
That's a fantastic performance. I'm really proud of George Quay and the entire team. It was world class. I think that the National Theatre has to be supported a bit more.
I've read it more than 15 times. It was my literature book in SHS, Maoli School. So I saw this. I'm in Takoradi, but I came, yes.
All the way from Takoradi?
Yes. I was here at 12 noon.
And those were excerpts of the play, The Gods Are Not to Blame. Now, that's how we end the bulletin. In our top story, 66,000 candidates, 37,290 positions, and 6,200 electoral areas across Ghana all set for the district level elections. I am Amiesi Nyamiche Thompson. Up next is Business on the Super Morning Show.
You know, Papa, see that? And it's rickety car. Hey, Papa! Bobo, so how your engine now? It is half man, half amazing. Thanks to Cause and you can feel better energy. Can't touch this. Actually, guys, so Sancho's engine just died like that. Yes, so somebody managed to convince him that there is a better engine oil than Quartz, and he switched. Sancho Panza. Now,